Yo ho ho, hey I yo ho ho, yo ho ho, hey I yo ho ho, hey ah, hey ah, hey ah, yo ho ho, hey ah, hey. Yo ho ho, it's Cocos Park. Yo ho ho, it's Cocos Park. Jeta, Stokta, Spark. Hey, hey. OCM, Chuk Mahat, Tan Kushaman, Sa'apalak Stomach Sna. Wanted to share a little bit with you today on some of the landmarks we've been speaking about earlier. The Slakeush, the Standing Rock by Stanley Park, and the other rocks around that formation also we didn't mention during the last session of sharing that there are other rocks around Slakeush that represent his wife, his children, his pets. And then he has a relative around the corner where the lighthouse is, who some say were his other wife. And some say that that rock over there, which underneath the Lionsgate Bridge, is Suns, or a relative, a relative of Slakeush. And apparently she was over in that area washing her hair, and she was transformed for some reason or another. That's another story. What I'd like to do is share with you the Twin Peaks in the Capilano Valley. The Twin Peaks known to the outside community, I guess we call them, to the non-Squamish community. They're known as the Twin Lions, the Lions Mountains in the back of Capilano. Originally, they were, and still today, they're known to the Squamish people as Chichioi. Chichioi and Elchwith, and the twin sisters. The legend behind that goes back to the time when the Squamish and the Haida were constantly, picking on each other. And the Haida would come in and they would camp in various places, and small skirmishes would take place. And they were basically looking for slaves. They're looking for people they could steal to bring back and have them do all the dirty work. And so they would fight and take a break, at which time they would find ways to, to get food, to go do a little bit of fishing and what have you, taking care of the domestic chores to keep themselves healthy in a good place. So it was during that time when, in between skirmishes, that some of the Haida warriors were out along Teltuit, along the mountainside here in West Vancouver, and they were out hunting. They were out doing their thing, and it just so happened the High Chief's daughters, who were twins, were out also gathering and herbs and berries and things, and just doing their thing. When they met the Haida warriors, um, and eventually they struck up a relationship, and eventually they fell in love, and eventually they wanted to get married. Um, so it was goes without saying how they spent their time that they were in a good place. This mountainside here is always in the sunlight, and so it's a great place for harvesting and gathering, and there's always something here plentiful. Um, and so they they spent their time gathering things, and sooner or later they had to meet with the father, and it was then that they asked to be married. So a great potlatch was scheduled, and the people prepared, gathered all the goods, sent out the runners to the various nations, inviting them to to come and witness, to be a part of the celebration. And when the day came, great gathering took place here. And also, again, the Chayas brothers, the wizards, were in the territory, and they decided to attend as well. And they took note on how things were being presented until finally the father asked the two daughters what it is that they would like for their wedding gifts. One asked for harmony, harmony between our people, so that we wouldn't be in conflict. We'd find a way to get along. And the other, the other twin daughter asked for peace, so that we would not fight anymore. That would always be at peace. There'd be no arguments or no wars taking place ever again because of this people being united. So the Chayas brothers were in attendance at this potlatch, and they noticed that this was a very, I guess, again, a commendable act, a commendable wish for, for our people to live in a good way. So they decided that we needed to not forget this time and this place where we had agreed to work on harmony and peace between our peoples. They took those two twin sisters and transformed them into those mountains that you see in the back of Capilano Canyon. And that's the story of the twin sisters. O Sea, Aichka.